Now let us look at the curriculum that the idealist teacher would use to teach in the classroom. What is the basis for an idealist individual to develop a curriculum for students? Number one is examining the roots of the contemporary problems in the past. And that comes from old literature and the classics. In other words, what idealist people believe is that the old written word is equally good today, and there is a lot to learn. Now, if you are an idealist teacher and you stay only with the old classics and the great literature, and you teach nothing of the modern literature, I think our students are being disadvantaged. But for an idealist, it doesn't matter. The old stuff is really good. It has stood the test of time. It has survived all these years and centuries, and so should be good to teach to the next successive generations as they come about. Education at any level should teach students to think. So although the idealist believes in the old works, at the same time the idealist believes that thinking is a skill that must be developed in our students. So no matter what you teach, old literature, the great literature, the classics, the modern literature, whatever you teach, promote thinking in the students. Don't tell them, don't give them the explanations of what they are reading. They should be able to tell you the explanations of what they are reading, because then they are thinking. Subject matter curriculum. The curriculum is based on subjects. Teach literature, teach religion, teach math, teach science, teach this, teach that. It's all subject oriented. And unfortunately, the focus when you do on a subject oriented curriculum takes the student to a lower level. But for the idealist individual, it's okay, because according to them, they believe that they know what is good for a student, and that is what the student should get. So if an idealist person thinks a class 1 student should be doing 9 subjects, well, that's what the class 1 student will be doing. Or a class 10 student should be doing 12 subjects, then the class 10 student will be doing 10 subjects. They're subject matter curriculum. They're subject oriented. The focus is content, what to teach. The focus is not the student for the idealist in designing the curriculum. And when that happens and the student is not in focus, the quantity becomes too much to teach. And if you have an idealist write the curriculum, for an idealist, the focus is subject. So the idealist sees the academic year as 12 months, when in reality, the academic year is never going to be 10 months. At the most, it will be 9 months. If you take out the summer break and the winter break and the spring break and all the holidays, you really end up with 8 to 9 months of teaching. So, for the idealist, that's not important. The idealist thinks this subject, this content, this quantity needs to be done and should get done. And so, the onus of the problematic approach then falls on the teacher, because I have to now teach a 12-month curriculum that somebody else put together in 9 months that I have. And therefore, we need to rush towards the end because we need to finish that horrible thing called the curriculum. Back to basics approach in education. In other words, the idealist believes children need the basics. What that simply means is children need strong foundations. As you move from kindergarten to grade 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, you must have the strong foundations. The back to basics. The basics should be done, all covered in the primary or the elementary school, because by the time you come to middle and high school and higher secondary, no one is really going to have the time to teach you the basics. So please, we need to make sure that our students have the foundations every year, and we build on those foundations so that the students' education building will be a strong one and will survive over time.